Good morning and welcome to day 2. Today we're going to continue working with multi-step problems. So please take your packet out, turn to day 2, and we will begin. The first problem again is an I do. I will read through the problem and I will solve the problem. And when I'm done, you can copy down what I have. So the first problem says, Manuel is ordering pizza for 30 people. Each pizza is cut into 8 slices. If each person eats 3 slices of pizza, what is the total number of pizza Manuel should order so that he has the least amount of leftover pizza? So my job is to figure out what is the total number of pizzas Manuel should order so he has the least amount of leftover pizza. That's my big question, and we always cube when we're doing word problems. Within my big question, I see that the word total is here. So I'm going to box that in. I also see that the word least is here. And I know least means the smallest. Now, within the problem, I'm going to look to see what's given that can help me solve this problem. I know Manuel is ordering pizza for 30 people. I know each pizza is cut into 8 slices, which means that it's been cut into 8 slices, which means there's going to be some division somewhere in this problem. I also know that if each person is going to eat 3 slices of pizza. Okay, let me change the viewing on my screen so I can get my work section over here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the number of people, which is 30, and I'm going to multiply that 30 by the number of pieces or slices of pizza each person will eat, and that number is 3. So it says 30 people, and if each person eats 3 slices, how much pizza will they need to order? So I'm taking the number of people, multiplying it by the number of slices they're expected to eat. I start with 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 3 gives me 9. So this 90 represents slices of pizza for everybody that's coming. Now I go back and I looked at each whole pizza is divided into 8 slices. So I'm going to take the number of slices that the pizza is divided into, and I'm going to divide that into the number of slices, the total number of slices for all 30 people. And I'm going to show you 2 ways because some of you use the big 7 and some of you can use the algorithm. Okay, we'll start with the algorithm first. 8 goes into 9 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. 9 minus 8 gives me 1. Now I check my 1 after I've subtracted to make sure my 1 is less than my divisor of 8. If it is, then that means my number at the top, my quotient, is correct. So 9 minus 8 gives me 1. My next step is to bring down my 0, and now I have 10. Then I say to myself, how many times does 8 go into 10? It goes in there 1 time. 1 times 8 gives me 8. And when I subtract, 10 minus 8 gives me 2. So that gives me a remainder of 2. Now, if you're one of those that like to use the big 7 is a strategy we use with friendly numbers. I know 8 times something will give me close to 90, if not 90. And I always want to use numbers that I can multiply by. 10 is one of the lowest numbers that I can multiply 8 by to get as close to 90 as possible. So I'm going to try 10. I'm going to put a 10 here. Those of you using the big 7. 8 times 10 gives me 80. Then I'm going to subtract. 90 minus 80 gives me 10. How many groups of 8 can I get out of 10? I can only get one more group. Then 8 times 1 gives me the 8. And I have 2 left over. So here is 10 plus the 1. There's my 11. And then I have these 2 left over with a remainder of 2. Now I look at this problem, I say 8 times 11 is 88, but remember I needed 90 slices. So I'm going to look back at my big question because I'm trying to figure out what is the least amount of pieces he can order so that he'll have the least amount of leftovers. 11 won't be enough because I need 90. 11 only gives me 88. So my quotient plus 1 more gives me a total of 12 pizzas. Now he'll still have some left over, but 12 gives him the least amount. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to write that down. Please do so. You have about 35 seconds. Or if you need to, you can always pause the video. If you need more time, you can always pause the video. Okay, let's go to problem. To the next problem, which is a we do. And it states, Sophia and her brother Andy love bird watching. Their goal is to spot 115 different types of birds. On their trip, they saw 18 types of birds on Monday. They saw half as many on Tuesday. Wednesday, they saw 3 times as many as Monday. On Thursday, they saw 13 new birds. How many more birds do they need to spot to reach their goal? First thing we're going to do is underline our big question. How many more birds do they need to spot their goal? Within our big question, we see how many more. And we've been taught that how many more means that we're going to do some type of subtraction. So now let's go back and see what's up here that can help us to solve or answer the big question. The goal is to spot 115 different birds. On their way, they saw 18 types of birds, and this was on Monday. They saw half as many on Tuesday. On Wednesday, they saw 3 times as many as Monday. And then on Thursday, they saw 13 new birds. The easiest way for us to solve this is to draw a chart. And we'll label the chart Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the very last column will be total. Let's call it goal. Let's see, my pen's acting up a little bit. So I can make this neater. All right, let's go to Monday. What do I know about Monday? On their trip, they saw 18 types of birds on Monday. Just on Monday, they just saw 18 birds. So I'm just going to put 18 here. Then it says they saw half as many on Tuesday. So half of 9, that's half of 18 is like saying 18 divided by 2. So half of 18 would be 9. On Wednesday, they saw 3 times as many as Monday. Well, Monday they saw 18, but it was 3 times as many. 3 times means that I am going to multiply. So I'm going to start in the ones column. 3 times 8 is 24. Put down the 4. And I'm going to put my plus 2 up here. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. So on Wednesday, they saw 54. On Thursday, they saw 13 new birds. So all I have to put for Thursday is just to put 13. So Monday and Thursday were probably my easiest columns out of these. So now let's go to my big question. How many more birds do they need to spot to reach their goal? So the first thing I need to do is how many birds have they seen so far? So in order to figure that out, I need to add Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday up. I'm going to add that all up together. Let me extend my page. Okay. Monday was 18. Tuesday was 9. Wednesday was 54. Thursday was 13. So I'm going to add this up. Okay, so I have 8 plus 9, that gives me 17, plus 1 gives me 21, plus 3 gives me 31. Make sure I have this right. 18, 9, 18, 13, 8, 16, 17. Gives me 24. Put my plus 2 over here. 2 and plus 1 is 3, plus 5 gives me 8, plus 1 gives me 94. Let me make sure this is correct. Make sure I wrote everything down. 18 plus 9 plus 54 plus 13. 18 plus 9 plus 54 plus 13. 7, 10, 24, 2, 3, 8. Okay, so my answer is 94 that they've seen already. The goal is 115. So I take my 115 and minus 94. 5 minus 4 is 1. 11 minus 9 is 2. So they need, how many more birds do they need to spot to reach their goal? They need to spot 21. 21 is your final answer. Take a few minutes and write down what I have. Right. 18, 9, and okay. Our next question is a we do. Again, I will read it and I'll go through it, and then I'll give you time to write your answers as well. It says, in the winter, the monarch butterflies fly south to warmer regions. Some of the monarchs need to fly 3,000 miles to reach their winter home. The first week, the butterflies flew 523 miles, and the second, they flew 579 miles. During the third week, they flew 36 more miles than the week before. How many more miles do the monarchs have left to fly? First thing I'm going to do is to underline my big question. Okay. Within my big question, I see how many more. Again, how many more means that I'm going to do some type of subtraction. How many more do the monarchs have left to fly? Let's go within the question and figure out what's given that's going to help me to answer it. In the winter, I know they fly south, and sometimes it takes them 3,000 miles to reach their winter home. The first week, it took them 523 miles. The second one, 579 miles. During the third week, they flew 36 more than the week before. So the third week they flew 36 more than week 2. So more means that I'm going to do some type of addition here. Okay. Again, we're going to use a chart. And before I finish drawing the chart, I'll give you a few minutes to go ahead and to make sure you have cued what I have. Okay, let's continue on. Let's draw a chart. Okay, let's put the first week. Put the second week. And then put the third week. I'll pause here and let you catch up. Okay, the first week we're just simply writing in how many miles they flew. They flew 523 miles. The second week, they flew 579 miles. So there are no calculations here as well. So we just put 579. Now, the third week, they flew 39 miles more than the week before. Here's the third week. The second week is the week before. So I'm going to take the second week's amount, 579, and I'm going to add 36 more. More means to add in this problem. I'm going to start in my ones column. 9 plus 6 gives me 15. Down my 5, my plus 1 goes here. 7 and 3 I know makes 10, plus 1 makes 11. Put down my 1, carry my 1. 1 plus 5 makes 6. So on that third week, they flew 615 miles. The goal was to get home needed was 3,000 miles. My job is to figure out how many more have they flown. So now I need to take my 3 weeks and add them up. My first week is 523. My second week is 579. And the third week is 615. And I'm going to add it up together. 3 plus 9 plus 5 gives me, so I say 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 9 gives me 17. Put down my 7, carry my plus 1. 7, 2, and 1 I know makes 10, plus 1 more makes 11. Carry my 1. I know 5, 5, and 5 gives me 15, plus 1 makes 16, plus 1 more makes 17. So far, they have flown 1,717 miles. So now I'm going to go back to my goal, my 3,000. And I'm going to subtract 1,717. Okay, I know I can't subtract any of these zeros, so this is subtraction across zeros. This is 10, and then that becomes 9. This is 10, and that becomes 9. And then this becomes 10. 10 minus 7 gives me 3. 9 minus 1 gives me 8. 9 minus 7 gives me 2. 2 minus 1 gives me 1. Gives me a grand total of 1,283. Go back to my big question. How many more miles do the Monarchs have left to fly? I know the goal was 3,000, so my answer always has to be less than that because they've flown some. And I put each one in here each day, and then I subtract that from the goal. I'm gonna give you 1 minute to get what I have copied. And then if you don't have enough time, you can always pause the video. You have about 25 seconds. All right, your next few questions are you-dos, and these are the questions that you're going to answer on your paper. Make sure you're using your strategies, make sure you're cubing and showing your work on your paper, and then you're going to put your answer in Kahoots like you did on yesterday. And I'll share my screen to show you where to go again to find your Kahoots. Okay, so I just simply just typed in Sugar Creek Charter. Then I'll just go here and I'll click website. Once the website comes up, I'll look right here, go to COVID-19 information and click it. Now I'm going to scroll down once it comes up. And wait for Ms. Turner's picture to video to come up. And right under her video, you'll see elementary resources because you're fourth grade. So you go into the elementary resource section and the page comes up. Wait for Mr. Russell. See his picture here, his video. Right under there, it says Google Classroom, K4. Click on it. Then you find your grade level, which is fourth grade. Click on it. And then you look for my name. And you click on my name and wait for a few minutes. All right, so you wait for this page to come up. And you scroll down. Today's date is the 22nd. I'm sorry, the 21st. I'm so sorry. Today's date is the 21st. So right here, you'll see the date, multi-step word problems, and right here is your Kahoots. Once we're done, I'll put the recorded link right here. And this is where you should have found me for today. Okay, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.